my beloved. Before you scroll away, before you tell yourself that this is just another message, take a moment, because maybe you have been asking for something quietly, not loudly, not in front of everyone, but somewhere deep inside. You have been asking, when will things finally make sense? When will this heaviness leave? When will I feel like myself again? And maybe you have been waiting for an answer, but the answer may not arrive the way you imagined. Sometimes Krishna reaches you through a moment of stillness, a sentence that touches something inside you, a thought that suddenly becomes clear, a feeling you cannot explain, and perhaps this is one of those moments. So do not rush past it. Listen. Look at your own life. Look at what keeps repeating. Look at what brings peace. Look at what drains you. Look at what makes you feel alive. Look at what you keep returning to even after trying to forget it. You do not need a dramatic moment. You need quiet enough to notice. Your heart often speaks softly. Fear is loud. Comparison is loud. Other people's opinions are loud, but your deeper truth can be quiet. So, create some silence and listen, my beloved. Maybe you think you are behind. You see someone else's success, someone else's relationship, someone else's opportunities, and suddenly your own life feels smaller. But you are not living their story. You are living yours. Your timing is different. Your lessons are different. Your path is different. Do not turn someone else's progress into evidence that you have failed. You do not know what your next chapter contains. You only know what today looks like. And today is not the entire story. There are things ahead of you that you cannot see yet. So stop judging your entire future by one difficult season. My beloved, if you have been disappointed recently, do not let disappointment become your identity. Something failed. That does not mean you are a failure. Someone left. That does not mean you are unlovable. A door closed. That does not mean your life is closed. A plan changed. That does not mean your future disappeared. You are allowed to begin again. You are allowed to change direction. You are allowed to try differently. Your life is not finished because one chapter did not go the way you expected. There are still pages left, and you are still holding the pen. My beloved, so for this moment, put everything down. The questions, the fear, the comparison, the pressure, the need to know everything. Just breathe. You do not need to solve your entire life tonight. You only need to remember that you are not finished. There is still strength inside you. There is still hope inside you. There is still something within you that wants to move forward. Protect that part. Feed it. Give it time. And when you are ready, take one small step. Because sometimes the message you were waiting for is not telling you exactly what will happen. It is simply reminding you are strong enough to face whatever comes next. Maybe you have been waiting for everything around you to change before you. Allow yourself to feel peaceful. But peace cannot always wait for circumstances to become perfect. You can find a little peace even in the middle of uncertainty. You can breathe while things are unfinished. You can smile while some questions remain unanswered. You can keep living while something is still changing. Do not postpone your entire life until every problem disappears. Life will always have something unfinished. Learn to live while you are becoming. My beloved, there is something you may need to hear today. You are not required to have everything figured out. You do not need to know exactly where your life is going. You do not need to understand why every door opened or closed. You only need to make the next honest choice. One step, one decision, one day. That is enough. Clarity often comes after movement, so do not wait forever for certainty. Move carefully and allow the road to teach you what you need to know. Remember, their inability to recognize your value does not reduce it. You do not have to chase people who keep choosing distance. You do not have to keep explaining your heart. Let action speak. Let consistency speak. Let your life speak. The right people will not require you to constantly prove that you deserve respect. Protect your peace. Not everyone deserves unlimited access to your heart. And if you feel like nothing is changing, look closer. Maybe you are becoming more patient. Maybe you are setting better boundaries. maybe you are reacting less. Maybe you are learning to walk away. Maybe you are becoming comfortable with silence. Maybe you are finally choosing yourself. Growth is not always loud. Sometimes the biggest transformation happens quietly. Do not dismiss progress simply because nobody else can see it. You know how hard it was to become this version of yourself? Honor that, my beloved. There is still so much you have not experienced. You have not met everyone who will matter. You have not seen every opportunity. You have not discovered every place. You have not lived every peaceful morning. You have not reached every dream. So do not make a permanent conclusion about your life from a temporary season. You cannot see the entire road from where you are standing, and you do not need to. Take the next step, then another. Let the future introduce itself slowly, my beloved. If this moment feels heavy, do not believe that it will always feel this way. Feelings change. Circumstances change. People change. You change. What feels impossible today may become something you eventually look back on with understanding. Give time a chance to work. Give yourself a chance to heal. Give life a chance to surprise you. You are still becoming, and sometimes the most important thing you can do is simply refuse to give up on the person you are becoming. Take a breath. Let your heart rest. Then keep going. There is still more ahead than you can see right now, my beloved. Maybe you have been asking yourself why you feel so different lately. Why things that once mattered no longer feel the same. Why certain people no longer feel like home. Why your heart keeps asking for something deeper. Do not be afraid of that change. You are growing, and growth often changes what you can no longer tolerate. You are learning what deserves your time, what deserves your energy, what deserves your heart. Do not force yourself back into an old version just because it feels familiar. You are allowed to outgrow what once felt right. You only need to begin again, my beloved. Maybe you are waiting for someone to choose you, waiting for their message, apology, their return, their attention, but do not place your entire happiness in someone else's hands. If they return, let their actions prove their intentions. If they do not stop your life waiting at the same door. Your life deserves movement. You deserve relationships where you do not have to constantly wonder where you stand. Love should bring warmth, not endless confusion. Choose what gives your heart peace, my beloved. And if you are afraid of what people will think about your next decision, remember, they do not have to live with the consequences. You do. So listen to advice, but listen to your own heart too. You cannot build a meaningful life by trying to keep everyone satisfied. Someone will always disagree. Someone will always have an opinion. Let them. You do not need everyone's approval to move forward. You need honesty with yourself, my beloved. Perhaps you are tired because you have been trying to control everything. You want to know what happens next? Who stays? Who leaves? Whether the plan works? Whether the future will be safe? But some things must unfold naturally. Do what you can. Prepare. Work. Choose wisely. Then release what is outside your control. You will never find peace by trying to control every unknown. Sometimes trust begins when you finally say, I have done my part. Now, I will let the rest unfold. My beloved, if you are seeing this at a moment when you feel lost, remember, being lost does not mean you have failed. Sometimes being lost is simply the beginning of discovering a new direction. You do not need to rush. Pause. Listen. Look around. Notice what still brings you peace. Notice what still makes your heart feel alive. Follow those small signs. Your next chapter may not arrive all at once. It may begin with one quiet realization, one small decision, one brave step, and that may be enough to change everything, my beloved. So do not dismiss this moment. Maybe you needed to hear that you are still capable, still worthy, still growing, still allowed to hope, still allowed to begin. You have more ahead of you than you can currently see. Do not close your heart because of what happened behind you. Do not fear tomorrow because today is difficult. Let today teach you. Let tomorrow surprise you. And keep walking. Your story is still unfolding, my beloved. There is something you may have forgotten. You do not have to understand everything that is happening to you right now. Some seasons are meant to be experienced before they are understood. You may not know why something ended, why someone changed, why the timing became difficult, why the path suddenly became uncertain. But do not let unanswered questions convince you that nothing meaningful is happening. Sometimes life is changing quietly, before you can see the result. My beloved, maybe you are waiting for a perfect sign before you take action. But sometimes the sign is the feeling that keeps returning, the thought that refuses to disappear, the desire that keeps calling you back, the peace you feel when you imagine taking a certain step. Pay attention. You do not need to force every meaning. Just notice what keeps appearing naturally. Your heart may be trying to guide you towards something you have been afraid to admit. My beloved, if you have been disappointed by people, do not let their behavior make you believe everyone is the same. One person can hurt you. Without defining every person you will ever meet, one relationship can fail. Without making love impossible, one betrayal can happen. Without making trust meaningless, take the lesson. Build better boundaries. Move carefully, my beloved. And if you are tired of waiting for your life to change, change your habits. Change the way you speak to yourself. Change what you allow into your mind. Change where you spend your energy. Small changes create movement. Movement creates momentum. Momentum creates a different life. Do not underestimate the power of one better choice repeated every day. You do not need to change everything tonight. Change one thing, then another. Maybe you think you have missed your chance, but opportunities do not always arrive once. Life can open unexpected doors. Sometimes later than you wanted, sometimes differently than you imagined. Do not assume the future has nothing left for you. You have not seen all of it. You have not met all the people. You have not discovered all the possibilities. So leave room for surprise. Leave room for something beautiful to happen, my beloved. And when the next chapter begins, do not carry the belief that you have to be perfect. You will still have doubts. You will still have difficult days. You will still make mistakes. That is okay. You are not being asked to become flawless. You are being asked to remain honest. Keep learning. Keep growing. Keep choosing better. That is enough, my beloved. If you are seeing this during a difficult moment, take it as a reminder to breathe. You do not need to solve everything tonight. You do not need to know exactly what tomorrow will bring. You only need to remember that this moment is not your entire life. There is still time. There is still possibility. There is still strength inside you. So take the next step when you are ready, and trust that your story has not reached its final page. My beloved, maybe the reason you needed this moment is because you have been forgetting how much you have already survived. Think about the things you once believed you could never get through. You got through them. Maybe not perfectly. Maybe not without tears. Maybe not without losing parts of yourself. But you continued. That matters. You are stronger than the version of yourself that first faced those difficulties. Do not forget that when another difficult day arrives, my beloved, you may still have questions about your future. Let them exist. You do not need to answer every question tonight. Some answers need experience. Some need time. Some arrive only after you take the first step. Instead of asking, "What will happen to me?" ask, "What can I do with this moment?" That question brings you back to yourself. And sometimes that is exactly where your next direction begins. My beloved, if you have been feeling emotionally exhausted, give yourself permission to slow down. You do not have to constantly prove that you are productive. Rest is not giving up. Your mind deserves peace too. And if you feel like nobody understands what you are going through, do not let that convince you that you are alone. Some battles are difficult to explain. You may not have the words. Others may not fully understand. That does not make your feelings less real. You are allowed to have a private struggle. You are allowed to heal quietly. You are allowed to take your time. You do not need everyone to understand your journey for your journey to matter. My beloved, maybe you have been waiting for your confidence to return. Do not wait for it. Build it. Keep small promises to yourself. Do what you said you would do. Finish what you started. Take care of the things you can control. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your trust in yourself grows. Confidence is not always something you find. Sometimes it is something you build, one small action at a time. My beloved, if something is leaving your life, do not immediately assume it is a punishment. Sometimes an ending is simply an ending. Sometimes it creates room. Sometimes it redirects you. Sometimes it protects you from continuing down a path that no longer fits. You may not understand it today. That is okay. You do not need to understand every ending before moving forward. Take the lesson. Release the weight. Keep walking. My beloved, and if you are hearing this at exactly the moment you needed encouragement, remember this. You are still allowed to hope. You are still allowed to dream. You are still allowed to believe that life can surprise you. Do not let one difficult season convince you that every season will be difficult. Things can change. You can change. Your circumstances can change. Your direction can change. And sometimes one unexpected moment is enough to begin a completely different chapter. So keep your heart open. Keep your mind calm. Keep taking small steps. There is more ahead than you can see right now. My beloved, if you remember nothing else from this message, remember this. This moment is not the end of your story. Whatever you are facing right now, it will not remain exactly the same forever. You may not know when things will change. You may not know how they will change, but you do not need to know everything today. You only need to keep your heart open to what comes next. My beloved, you are more than what happened to you, more than what you lost, more than the mistakes you made, more than the people who walked away, more than the moments that broke your confidence. There is still a part of you that wants to rise. Feed it with hope. Give it another chance, my beloved. If you are waiting for your life to become perfect before you feel grateful, look around you now. There are still small blessings, a breath, a new morning, a chance to try again, someone who cares, a lesson you survived, a dream that still lives somewhere inside you. Do not overlook small blessings while waiting for one huge miracle. Sometimes the smallest things carry the greatest comfort, my beloved. And when tomorrow arrives, do not carry today's fear into it. Let tomorrow be new. Wake up without deciding that everything will go wrong. Give the day a chance. Give yourself a chance. You may be surprised by what can change when you stop expecting disappointment around every corner. Hope is not foolish. Hope is the courage to believe that the future can contain something you cannot see yet. My beloved, if you need to begin again, begin. If you need to rest, rest. If you need to release something, release it. If you need to forgive yourself, forgive yourself. If you need to choose a new direction, choose it. You do not need everyone's approval. You do not need a perfect plan. You do not need complete certainty. You need honesty and one brave step. My beloved, perhaps you were meant to see this today because your heart needed a reminder. You are still here. You are still becoming. You are still capable of change. You are still worthy of love. You are still allowed to dream. And your story is still unfolding. Do not rush the next chapter. Do not fear it either. Let it come. Meet it with courage. Meet it with patience. Meet it with an open heart. My beloved, one day you may look back at this exact season and realize it was not the moment everything ended. It was the moment you began seeing your life differently. The moment you stopped giving your past complete control. The moment you started trusting yourself again. The moment you decided to keep going. And perhaps that is the message you needed today. You do not need to know what happens next. You simply need to believe that something next exists. So take a breath. Lift your head. Release what you cannot control and take another step. Your life is still moving. Your future is still open, and there are still beautiful moments waiting for you. I am proud of you, my beloved. I am always with you, my child. I love you, my child.